Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel where I share beginners friendly fashion designs tutorials. Please click on the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you get a notification whenever I post a new video. Also, do not forget to like this video, comment and share it to your friends.
Let's make this beautiful bubu gown. As you can see, I have my fabric on the table already. It's been folded into four. This will serve as the front and the back, and this side will serve as the center front and the center back. So all our measurements will be starting from this side to this side. This is the top where the measurement will start from. I'm going to draw a starting line at the top here. So that's my starting line. Now I'll enter the shoulder measurement divided into two. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16. So dividing 16 into 2 will give me 8. I'll mark 8. From where I mark the shoulder measurement, I'll go down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. And then I'll mark my neck width. The neck width I want to use for this dress is 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. And from where the shoulder slope stops, I'll mark the armhole measurement I want. I want the arm to be really wide. You know, it's actually wide. So I'll mark 10 inches for the armhole. Where I have my armhole, I'll draw a line. And then I'll mark the same 8 inches for shoulder here to be sure that I have a straight line. I'm going to connect that to the shoulder slope. I'll look for the midpoint of this armhole. The measurement I have here is 10, so midpoint will be 5. So where I have the midpoint, I'll go in by half an inch. Then I'm going to draw a curve. I'm going to first of all connect the shoulder slope to the half an inch. So at the chest line here, I'll enter the bust measurement divided by 4. And I will use a curve to connect from the half an inch I went in with to that measurement I just marked. And that's our armhole. For the neck, I already marked the neck width, which is 3.5. So I also want to go down by 3.5 as well for neck deep for the front. So the front neck deep is 3.5. So I'm going to connect the marking to the neck width using a curve ruler. And that is for our front neckline. Then I'll go ahead and mark the back neckline as well. The back neckline will be 1.5. I also curve the 1.5 I just marked to the neck width. And that will be for our back neckline. So we have both the front and the back neckline here. Now I'll go ahead and enter the full length of this dress. The full length I'm working with is 40. I'll add 2 inches for double folding. That's the hemming allowance. So for the round body measurement, I'll enter the round body measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches. So the round body measurement divided by 4 will give me 10. And then I'll add 4 inches allowance. That will take all my fabric. So it's the same measurement down to the end line. Now this is what we have. I'm going to cut it out, and first of all I'm going to cut out the back pattern. So I'll just cut out the back neckline and then I cut out all other ones. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. So I'm going to bring out the back pattern so I can work on the front neckline. So now this only the front pattern. So I'll go ahead and cut out the neckline for the front. So at the center front, I'll mark 3 inches down. That's the opening you see at the front neckline. I'll just open it up like this. Then I'll draw a straight line from the center front to that point where I marked using my pencil. So I'll just keep this aside first of all, and I'll bring in a fabric I'll use for the front design. So this is the fabric I'll be using for the design on the neck and on the sleeves. And then for the design on the neck, I'm going to take 15 inches by 18 inches. 15 inches because the shoulder measurement is 16 inches. So I'll just minus 1 inches and then I'll use 15 inches instead. So this is folded into 2. So I'll divide the 15 inches into 2 and then I'll mark it. I already folded this one to be that 15 inches. Let me trim this off. So I'll go down by 18 inches. To get the length of this design right, just go down 2 to 3 inches after your half cut. 2 to 3 inches after your waistline half cut, anyhow you call it. So mine is 18. So now I'm going to cut this out. At the down part here, I'll go in by half an inch. And then at the side here, I'll go up by 5 inches. And I'm going to draw a diagonal line to connect this 5 inch to this half an inch. And I'm going to cut that part out. So now this is what we have. The half an inch I go in with here will disappear when you fold this one in by half an inch. So when you fold the two sides in, there will be nothing here. So this place will now be a pointed, it will now become a pointed V shape. When I iron this down, I will show it again. So I'm going to fold this back again. Now I'm going to bring in the front pattern so I can draw out the neckline and the shoulder slope. I'll just place this front pattern on top of the design like this. Now I'm going to cut out the neckline and the shoulder slope. So now this is what we have. I just iron a stay on this. I'll come to the back side of this fabric and I'll go to the center front line. The center front, I'll go down by 3 inches, just the same way I did for the main fabric. I'll mark 3 inches. Then I'll draw a line just from the neck to that 3 inches I marked. I'll come to the side here and mark 3 inches down. I'll come to this other side and mark 3 inches. And then at the center front, I'll mark 5 inches. And I'll use a ruler to draw a V connecting the 3 markings. I will go down again 2 inches, that's where the first marking ends. And I'll mark 2 inches down. At the center front, I'll mark the same 2 inches down, and at the side, I'll mark 2 inches down. I'll draw a V shape connecting the marking. So we have 2 V shape. Now, where I marked is where I'm going to place this bias. This called velvet bias. So I'm going to place it like this. And I'll sew it and create, following that line that I marked to create a V shape. And I'll bring it back. This is what we have. I've also folded in the side and I iron it as well. So I'll bring in the front pattern now so we can close off the neckline. This is the front fabric now. To place this on top of the front pattern, the right side of the design is facing the wrong side of the front pattern. I'll take it to my machine. I'll sew around the neck first of all. Then after sewing around the neck, I will now stitch beside this line that I drew, the 3 inches that I marked earlier. And it will be 2 lines, one this side and one this other side, just beside the line, a very tight stitch. So I'll run the stitch and then I'll bring it back. So I've stitched it around the neck, and I also stitch, you can see the 2 lines beside the pencil line I drew. So I'm going to use a scissors to cut through the pencil mark like this. Then I'm going to notch the neckline. I'll flip it to the right side. And here is the right side. Just use my iron to press it very well. Now I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch it round, and then I'll bring it back. So I've finished stitching this round. Then I'll bring in the back pattern now. I'll go ahead and cut the facing from the back pattern now. And that's the facing for the back pattern. I'll go ahead and fold half-inch round. So I just iron it round. I press in half-inch round, and I use hemming gum to hold it down. So I'm going to place this on the back fabric with the right side facing each other. Then I'll stitch it round. Finish stitching it. So I'm going to notch it round. Then I'll flip this inside and iron it. This is it. This is the back pattern. So I'll bring in the front pattern, and I'll place it with the right side facing each other. I'll place it well, align the shoulder line well with both shoulders. After placing it like this and aligning the shoulder line well, I'm going to flip the back facing to cover the front shoulder line like this. And I'm going to take it to my machine and stitch it down like this. And I'll do the same thing for this other side. I finished stitching, and this is it. I'll flip to the front so you see what it looks like. This is it. This is our neckline. You can see. And then it's getting set small. So now I'll keep this aside and work on the sleeves. To make the sleeve, I'll first of all mark the starting line. Then from the starting line, I'm going to mark 5 inches down. That will be for cap height. And then I'll mark the full length of the sleeve I'm working with, which is 12 inches. And I will add 1 inch for allowance. Then I'll draw a line. Then at this cap height line, I'm going to enter the 10 inches I use for the armhole. I'll draw a diagonal line starting from the top of these sleeves to the 10 inches I marked. And then I'm going to enter it was 10 inches. I'll add 4 inches allowance, which we use for the main dress, and that will complete this fabric. And I'll come down to the end line and enter the round sleeve measurements. The round sleeve I'm working with is 14. Divided by 2 will give me 7. So I'll mark 7. And then I'll mark 4 inches allowance. The same 4 inches we use for the main dress. And that's it. I'll draw a line to connect to this cap height line. And this is it for the sleeves. Remember, this fabric is folded into two. So I'll cut this one out and then place it on the fabric again to cut out the second sleeves. This is the sleeves. I've cut out the second one. And this is it. Now let's go to the sleeve design. So after cutting out the sleeves, I've gone ahead to cut out this. I cut out 3 inches wide, and the length is the length of the sleeve end. And then I fold in one half inch on both sides. So the length this thing is 2 inches. And I also iron the paper stay on it to make it firm. And then I sew this trimming on top of it. Now I'm going to sew it to the sleeve. I'll place the sleeves like this, the wrong side of the sleeves. And then I'll place the right side of the band facing the wrong side of the fabric. And I'll stitch it down using 1/2 inch. After stitching it this way, I'm going to flip it to the right side like this. Then I'm going to iron this. I'm going to press it. After pressing it, I'll now stitch it. The allowance is already folded inside, so I'll just top stitch it down. And I'll do the same thing for the second sleeves. And we move to fixing the sleeves. I'm done attaching the band. I'll bring in the main clothes now, so we fix the sleeve on it. This is the cloth. I just spread it out. This is the front and this is the back, and you can see the shoulder point. So now I'll pick the sleeves and I will look for the midpoint of this sleeve, and this is the midpoint. Can give it a notch or any mark, but I'm seeing the midpoint, so I don't need to notch it. So I'll just place it on the main fabric with the right side facing each other like this, and I'll use a pin to hold it at the midpoint. So I'm placing the midpoint of this sleeve at the shoulder line, and then I'll hold it down with a pin. I'll do the same thing for this other sleeves. Then I'll take it to my machine and I will sew it down. I will use my hand to control the sleeves while I sew it around the armhole. And I will do the same thing for the second sleeves, and then I'll come back. I'm done fixing the sleeves. You can see our sleeve here. I'll come into the back side. So I'll go ahead and fold the hem of this dress. After folding the hem, I will shape it starting from the sleeves. I'll shape it down to the end, and then that will be all. Now I'll put it in the mannequin so you see what it looks like.
So this is the end result. It's really beautiful, as you can see, and it look even more beautiful on my client. Please subscribe to this channel and also like this video, comment and share it to your friends. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.